Right, your ex left you, and the real reason they left you isn't what you think. Okay, the real reason they left you isn't what you think. I'm hearing the words darker than what you actually think, and deeper than what you actually think. Okay, I'm going to have a look at what really went on with them. All right, because it's not the reason you think. Okay, I feel that they chose distraction, whatever that was, maybe another person, another location, over what is really going on with this person. I feel they still replay your conversations. I feel that they think about you most days. Now, even if you've not heard from this person in ages, people can still do this for years. I've seen it time after time after time, and that is what I'm hearing. The reason they left you is not what you think. So I'm going to have a look, okay? I really want to know if they regret what they did. You know, because we need to know if they've actually got some remorse. It's okay them thinking about you, etc. But if they haven't changed, then you will just be back to square one. I want to know if they regret their actions and what they're feeling now. And also, obviously, what are they going to do? Are they just going to spend the rest of their lives running, distracting themselves? You know, in the quiet of night, they are empty. That's what I'm hearing. In the quiet of night, they're empty. So let's have a look, okay? I'm going to have a look at the past. We're going to go into the past first. So just while I shuffle, thank you for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all your support and your comments. Please leave comments. I do love reading your comments. And also, if you would like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website, and also check out the limited $1 offer, which will be able to help you as well. One card first. Yes, in the past, okay. They were very hasty, they were very rude, very blunt, quite aggressive. I feel that they didn't let you get a word in, meaning that they were not interested in listening to you or how you felt. And I'll almost go to the level that I feel that you were gaslit. So you know, they would do something and then tell you that they hadn't done it when it was absolutely obvious to everybody and the dog that they'd done it. Okay, very they could be very aggressive. They could also be an air sign: Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. They're not very good at planning. Okay, they make very hasty, impulsive decisions, and they don't face the music, do they? They didn't face the music. Let me know in the comments. I just feel this person wants what they want, okay, but very assertive, but also rude, blunt, sharp. Okay, cross me that card in the past, please. Got two knights here. There was definitely other people involved in the past in your relationship that didn't help, okay? Could have been friends. But I feel they flitted from being very romantic to very toxic. I think they're frightened of commitment. I feel they're frightened of commitment, okay? I feel they like the idea of commitment. I feel that they almost want some form of commitment. But they do fantasize a bit, and they will disappear and escape if things get difficult, okay? What I feel that you don't know about this person, and is part of the real reason why this happened, I feel when they were younger, their family dynamics, the way they grew up, the way they were parented has something to do with it, okay? Because your ex has a very poor self-esteem. They have a very low self-esteem. I feel at some point growing up, before they met you, they've been told that either they weren't good enough, or they were stupid, or, you know, just that they were put down. Or they had caregivers who had quite a volatile, toxic relationship. And I'm hearing that one caregiver would just disappear. Okay? Even if they came back, there was one caregiver in their childhood that did not argue healthily. You know, they would just shut down or disappear. And I feel this is learned behaviour. No excuse. There's absolutely no excuse for it at all. But I do feel that you were love bombed in the past when you met this person. And I feel for a while they kept this charade up, but then they went back to type. They went back to being aggressive, volatile, bad-tempered. Now, I'm going to go deeper into the real reason, but I do feel it's to do with the way they were parented, okay? And unfortunately, this carries on into adult relationships. But that is not your fault. You are not here to be somebody else's comfort or to heal somebody else, okay? Because in the end, this energy will just suck the living life out of you. And because people like this don't have empathy and they don't feel, then they just swan off into the distance without a care in the world. Okay, and you on the other hand are left wondering what the hell happened. So let's keep going as to the reasons. Five of Pentacles, yeah. So your ex connected into the Five of Pentacles, they had a fear of being left out in the cold, but they also have a fear of losing stability or security. This could be someone who's lost that previously and has a fear of poverty, financial hardship, okay? So they will always be looking for the next best thing. I'm almost hearing to say, or I'm hearing to say, even if they've just got an inkling that they will have to either give more or they're going to lose something, they will go. They will go. Yeah, because deep down at the bottom, what you don't know, your ex feels very lonely and paranoia. And now this doesn't mean, you know, paranoia can be very dangerous, but, you know, some people can have a level of that where they will read things into something that isn't actually happening. These are the real reasons, okay? But you don't have to forgive or forget. I'm not saying you do. But the real reasons all of this happened is that your ex is a child in an adult body. And they do not have the coping skills, the mechanisms, or the life experience to be in a healthy one-to-one relationship. They can love bomb, they can fantasize, and I feel that they had a fantasy version of you, okay? They had a fantasy version, and once their fantasy is broken, because let's face it, this is planet Earth and we do have to get on with life to a certain extent. Once their fantasy is broken, then they become toxic. Okay, so I feel those are really the reasons why they are the way they are. How do they feel about you now? They feel they've lost an opportunity with you. Okay, and I'm going to say what I'm hearing. I feel for some of you, they feel that if they could come back in and just give you the lovey-dovey pillow talk again, you might take them back. I'm not feeling you taking this person back in any shape or form. Leave me some comments. Let me know, because I'm just not. I'm just not today. No, because it's clarified by the Page of Cups in the reverse. That's them. Page of Cups in the reverse is an energy of someone who can be a child in an adult's body. Then they can be narcissistic, they're sulky, childhood issues, some maybe childhood, things that weren't good in childhood. It's YouTube, we'll leave it at that. Things that weren't good in childhood. They don't plan for tomorrow. They're living in a fantasy world, okay? Living in an absolute fantasy world. Yeah, and the moment that they don't get their own way, you just get a stalemate with them. They just shut down. It's like this. It's the Two of Swords, by the way, I've got. They just don't want to see, don't want to do anything, and almost have you walking around on eggshells. They will run to the ends of the earth and face the consequences of their actions. Okay? And they will ghost you, which I feel they probably did ghost you. They won't face their fears, and their fears go back, way back, long before you came onto the scene. And for some of you, they're in Temperance in the reverse. I've just split the deck. So they could even have addictions. They're just imbalanced. They could be very self-indulgent. You know, if they've got some form of addiction, just an example, they won't face they've got it ever, but they will then blame somebody else for having the addiction. Okay, they're really quite a victim, this person, and that's the real reason they let you go. It wasn't you. It was never you. Ever. You know, you had what they wanted to be. Maybe you come from a family where it's more stable, or maybe you just shine such a bright light that they wanted that. But they wanted you because you were everything they were not. All right. Yeah, underneath the Two of Swords is the King of Cups in the reverse. King of Cups in the reverse. Classic card of somebody who could have had a difficult father, okay? Somebody who really put them down or is emotionally not stable. But also, you know, your ex is somebody, I feel, the victim is they haven't forgiven something possibly from 30 odd years ago. And they don't, and they won't. They won't. They think everything is everybody else's fault. All right, these are the real reasons. This is a message for you today. Not a reconciliation message. A message about how nobody, I don't feel, will be able to particularly save this person. Okay? And I feel the older they get, the less places they'll have to run to. You know, but also the King of Cups in reverse can be someone who's got addictions as well. You see, Spirit, I've just Five of Cups in the reverse. So for you, I think you're moving on. I think you're healing and starting to almost rejoin the world. All right, and this has been one heck of a situation for you, because in the past they came in as the Knight of Cups but also the Knight of Swords, both going in different directions. It's almost like they've got a split personality. So your brain can't reconcile what the hell's going on. On one hand, you've got this person loving and, you know, really kind, etc. And then you've got this other half of them that is downright rude, mean, aggressive, toxic, and possibly even abusive, okay? And that gives you dissonance in your brain. That's why it's difficult to get over these relationships. It doesn't mean that you are crazy or etc, because you can't. It's because it's rewired your brain, okay? And if this is for you and you're in this now, Google it. There's so much stuff that explains it better, but this message has come through for someone today. These are the real reasons. It wasn't you, okay? It wasn't you. Let me get a little bit more on this person's energy. Yeah, they always feel like a misfit. Emotional distance, exclusion, okay? It's them. They never feel like they're part of anything. They just don't. They haven't got the emotional capability to deal with a healthy relationship that has to go through the ups and downs of what we call planet Earth, okay? Things happen. You're not always going to be, you know, on top of the world. But the moment they feel triggered, going back to what we've been talking about their childhood, that's just like crazy, crazy. They also, this is interesting, they also get overstimulated. Now, I don't know if you know this. They find it difficult to deal with a lot of sensory bombardment. So I'm going to read this as this. This is what I'm hearing quickly before I finish this. If you were arguing with this person or just trying to put your point across, like, you know, hey, they will literally go on the defensive and say that you are picking on them, or that stop having a go at me. Okay. And you're not having a go. You are just saying you staying out till 3 o'clock in the morning isn't appropriate or whatever, just examples. But no, they reverse it, so you are causing the problem, okay? This is to do with their childhood. This is what happened when they were younger. Every time they voiced something or tried to do something themselves, they were put down. Okay, so now you try and have a conversation, you'll get nowhere. Okay, you can't, you're not here to heal them. That's the message for you today. Let's just get one card for you. Okay, that's you, Queen of Wands. Go for it. Brilliant. That is so good. Look to the future. Things are going to get better, okay? You are coming into your own again, your creativity. You could meet somebody new. Keep looking forward. It's going to change. You will get your confidence back. You'll get your mojo back. You could be socialising, meeting new people. If you're not now, it's coming in, okay? That is beautiful, and you are going to be this energy, all right? This person isn't going to destroy you, because under it is the 9 of Cups. You will get all your dreams. You will get all your wishes. Be careful what you're thinking about. I always say that. Okay, you've got a very positive summer ahead of you. Is this person going to come back? They could possibly make an appearance, okay? They could possibly make an appearance. But I don't see you doing it. World. In a next reading, for me, the world in the outcome is the cycle's completed out. You're done. Okay, you're done. It's over. Leave it with you. Look after yourselves. Remember who you are. You're on that pedestal. No breadcrumbs. Just let all of this go. Just if you can. What I mean is, it doesn't matter who it is or who it was, this person would behave exactly the same, even if they've gone somewhere else and it looks like they're having a gay old time. Trust me, eventually they'll be back in exactly the same energy, because that is how they are programmed. So look after yourself, leave me some comments. I'll be interested to see about this one, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.